Jays win 6-2 over the Kansas City Royals, and they've won their third in a row. What a game. If you watched the last video, you would have seen that I actually went to the game. That was a good one. It was a great, great game. We got to talk about a lot of things. I think starting with Aaron Sanchez. This guy threw an absolute gem. Here's the line. You had 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run off the home run of Kenrys Morales, 1 walk, and he had 3 strikeouts. He was nothing shallow of dominant. He was so good throughout the whole game. Just a great game overall. Jays win 6-2. Take the first game of the series. And don't let Edison Volquez shut them down completely. He was doing very, very well through 6. But then when the 7th came around, I'm gonna read the 7th inning to you guys, and this is what I love about the inning. Okay, bottom 7, it's a long one. So Russell Martin walks. That's something that he hasn't done a lot of this year, but he did there. It was a great at bat. Leadoff guy on base, Troy Tulowitzki, with his second hit of the game, ended up going 2 for 3 on the day. Moved him up to second base. Pilar was hit by a pitch, luckily, so there, bases loaded, nobody out. But we've seen this before, and it's scary. Because remember, if I'm not mistaken, it was the bases loaded, nobody out in Game 6 of the ALCS against these guys, and we couldn't do anything with it. Devin Travis walks in a full count. Huge walk by him to bring in the run and give the Jays the 2-1 lead at the time. And Darwin Barney, single right up the middle, scores 2. Great job. Carrera, he did the sacrifice to get the guys to third base, or move the runners up from first, second to second and third. Great job. He's so good at bunting. It's fantastic. Donaldson, single to right. Travis and Barney scored. Unbelievable. And that was it. Just looking at this here. Yeah, that was it. And that was a big 5-run inning that got the Jays right back in, or gave them a huge cushion, and let Aaron Sanchez come out in the 8th, go 3 up. Or no, it wasn't 3 up, 3 down, but he got out of the inning, and the rest was history. I'm happy. I'm very happy John Gibbons did not throw him out there for the 9th. A lot of people are saying, his pitch count was below 100, and he was pitching a gem. Yes, he was under 100 pitches, and I get that. But why do you need to throw him out there again? You don't. Brett Cecil hasn't pitched a whole lot. Yeah, he gave up a home run. Whatever. He needed work. He got the work. And it's not like he was pitching for the shutout or the complete game or whatever. He wasn't. There's no need to put him out there for the 9th. Because the last time somebody went out there for the 9th inning and didn't end up finishing it, if I'm not mistaken, was Jay Happ. And the time after that, he got lit up once or twice after that. And so there was no need to put him out there for the 9th. Just the clutch hitting this game, I think, was the big thing for this team. And that was something that we missed in the Cleveland series. Obviously not in the last game, or even the game, the third game of the series. But even the first 2 games, they couldn't hit with runners on. That's kind of been the story of the whole season, pretty much. And tonight they came through, bases loaded, nobody out. Devin Travis works the walk. Great job. We're going to say it again. Now, that's 1 run. Great. Barney, single. Still nobody out. Ezekiel Carrera, small ball. Moves the guys over. Donaldson, single up the middle. Does his job. It was the good hitting. There were no home runs by the Jays today, but they scored 6 runs. And that is fantastic. It was amazing to see. Now let's move ahead. 4.5 minutes. We're pretty much good to go. Just a great game overall by the Jays. I loved the Jays fans today. Just keeping it loud. Love it. We're moving ahead to tomorrow. R.A. Dickey versus Chris Young. That matchup might sound familiar to some people. That was actually the matchup in Game 2 of the ALCS. And it didn't go so well for the Jays. I think that's when the Jays got absolutely lit up. But Chris Young was a very good pitcher that year, and Dickey obviously didn't have his good stuff. And it was cold to the I'm pretty sure the dome. Yeah, the dome was close. They didn't have it open at all in the playoffs. So you could say that if it's a good night tomorrow, maybe they'll have the dome open, so that'll help Dickey. Chris Young has been pitching really bad this year. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? And if you win tomorrow, you're guaranteed a series win, and that's great. Finishing off the series, Ian Kennedy, who's had okay season, 404 earned run average, and Marcus Stroman coming off a very, very good outing against Cleveland. Unfortunately, getting the no decision in the 19-inning affair. So the Jays have a chance to really make a mark here and push Kansas City down. Because the Jays right now have that second wild card spot, and every time they win and a team below them loses, they continue to drop. And that's been Kansas City's, that's been their fortune lately. 2 games ago, Kansas City had the half-game lead over the Jays. Obviously, the Jays won 17-1 and Kansas City lost, so then that flipped. Jays had the half-game lead. Jays obviously win today 6-2, so there you go. Jays get a 1.5-game lead over them. The more the Jays can beat the teams that are fighting for the wild card spot, the more they're crushing them. And Kansas City is, you could say they're hurt. I mean, they're losing they lost a couple of big guys with Lorenzo Cain and Mike Moustakas. But that's 2 guys. You still have your whole rotation, which has not been good this year. It has not been good. And Luke Hochevar clearly tonight did not pitch well. So, it's really, really tough to tell what the Kansas City Royals are going to throw at you, because they get to have a really good game one day and then an awful game the next. Like Volquez, he was dominant today until the 7th inning, where he lost his control. Obviously, the walk, the first walk, then the single, and then he hit a guy. 2 of those things were preventable, but he couldn't. He was a little control hectic in the 1st inning and the 7th, but in between there, he was very good. But you got to be able to throw complete, right? You give the Jays offense a chance to get back in the game, they're gonna do it. So that'll be it for this video. Just trying to keep an eye on the Baltimore and Dodgers game. And right at the moment, it's 5-4 for Baltimore in the 4th inning. Hopefully the Dodgers can squeak that game out, because that means the Jays would be in 2.5 back of first. That means in the last 3 games, they've gained 3 games, which is not easy to do. But nonetheless, the Jays win today. They're now 7 games over 500, 46-39. Hopefully they can run their win streak up to 4 games tomorrow. Dickey, Chris Young, 7:07 first pitch, and hopefully we're talking about another W tomorrow night. We'll see you guys then.